Welcome back everyone to another episode of Minecraft Better Than Adventure. Today we are looking for sheep like this one because we are going to need a lot of wool. As you could tell by the title, I want to build a couple of tents this episode because if you don't know, I recently got back from a camping trip. Anyways, I'm keeping my eye out for sheep as I walk through here just to make sure that I don't miss any. But what it feels like is whenever I'm not looking for sheep is when I find them. There's probably a way more efficient way of doing this, but I don't want to do it the efficient way. I want to just old-fashioned walk around and collect as much wool as I could. As I do so, I just want to quickly thank you all for the support you've given me recently. I know this episode was delayed and I apologize about that. To be honest, I just didn't feel well enough yesterday to upload and I just didn't feel in the mood. I don't think sheeps despawn after you shear them, but I'm not sure. We'll see. If we come back and that guy's still there, then my hypothesis will be correct. I heard... Ooh, there you are. I heard ya. While we're here, I also need some black dye because I'm going to be using more black wooden planks today, so I'm going to need to go swimming in the ocean to kill some squid. I apologize if I sound really quiet today. Like I said, I have a headache, and also I'm recording this video really late again. Of course I am. That's just how I am at this point. Probably more than half of my Better Than Adventure videos were recorded after 10 o'clock, and this one is included in that mix. Mr. Sheep, are you still over here? You are. Maybe I didn't walk away for... Ooh, that was 4. Well, my hypothesis seems to be correct, but we'll come up here just to make sure. Where did the sheep that was up here go? Did he actually despawn? I think he might have. I don't see him anywhere. Dang, so... Looks like I was wrong. After you shear them, they still can despawn. I wonder how passive mob farms work in this version. I've never built one. I've never built a normal mob farm either, but you know what? I still need to get onto that. I want to build it on a stream, so I've just got to find the time to stream before the summer ends. The summer is coming to an end really quickly. Next week, I have some school stuff to do, so I'm already going to be going back to my school starting next week. School doesn't officially start. I'll just be going back for some school-related stuff. Last week, before I went camping, I got my senior year photos taken, so my final photos of my high school career taken last week. Senior year is getting close to starting. All right, so I got the wool that I needed, but actually, we're gonna have to go with a change of plans. I also crafted all the black wood that I would need as well. So the change of plans is gonna be that I wanted to build 3 different types of tents, maybe even 4, surrounding a little campsite, but we're not gonna have the room nor the time to do that today since it's currently 11 p.m., which means we're only going to be building 1 tent. That's okay though, we'll make the most of our single tent. And it is currently raining. Not very good weather for camping. I hate the rain. So this tent build was actually suggested by Endless Pain. They told me after I said I was going on a camping trip that I should build a tent, and I was like, wow, that's a great idea. So here I am, and I'm going to be doing that. If you can't tell, we are walking in this direction, a direction we haven't walked since we built this, the Paper Mario house, and that's because I'm going to be flatting out this area right here to be a campsite. This tent design is one that many of us are probably familiar with. I'm not exactly sure who originally came up with it, but I'm sure many of us recognize it. As I flatten this area out, I kind of want to talk about a topic that I've written down on my notes. It happened last week, and it was a very big deal, the CrowdStrike incident. If you don't know what the CrowdStrike incident was, then you're lucky. Basically, the CrowdStrike incident was this giant cybersecurity company had a massive outage, and it apparently caused over 1 billion Windows computers across the world to start blue screening. Basically, what I'm saying is that over 1 billion computers around the world just went suddenly brain dead last week, and this might be the biggest computer outage in history. I'm not sure. I think it is though. It's just absolutely wild. So since we're going to be building a tent this episode, I figured why don't I talk about my camping trip last week? So it was supposed to be a 3-night trip. It was up in an area that I would honestly describe as a Skyrim landscape. Like seriously, if you search up a photo of Skyrim landscape, that's where I went camping last week. Anyways, yeah, we had to cut the trip short because it was reported halfway through our camping trip that there was E. coli in the sink and shower water that we were using. This is the same sink water that we used to brush our teeth and wash our hands before we ate. This is the same water that people were using to wash our dishes. Luckily, my family brought just disposable plates and stuff, so we didn't wash our dishes with that stuff, but I can only imagine that at least some kids and elderly that were at the camp must have gotten sick. Now, this wasn't the camp's fault. It's probably pretty common in that area since the water has to travel a pretty far distance to get up to the camp, so yeah, it's probably pretty common for them and kind of expected, but it was kind of a letdown for my family and I, so we decided to leave one day early. Still, we had a great trip nonetheless. We got to go to the lake. We went upwards on the final day. We went further upwards from about 5,000 feet elevation to about 9,000 feet elevation, where we saw a much nicer lake, so next time we go camping, we're going up there. It was nice to have a short break and go outside and touch some grass, considering I haven't left my room this entire summer. There we go. So this is the design of the outside of the tent. It's a very odd looking design. I actually remember building a build just like this much earlier on. So the next thing we want to do is get the wool. I want to use a mix of light blue and orange. I think since we have less orange, I'll use the orange as the base. Looks like we need to go walk over to our bed, and as we do so, I guess I should answer the first question of this episode, and that question comes from Coalbuster. And Coalbuster asked me a question that's kind of on topic right now. He asked me why I walk such a distance to sleep. Well, Coalbuster, to be honest, it's just sort of ignorance. I never bring a bed with me to sleep, so instead I just walk towards the closest bed. And obviously I can't sprint since I'm in beta Minecraft, so I kind of just have to slowly walk towards the nearest bed to sleep before it gets too dark for creepers and stuff to spawn. I always need to sleep the night away because I'm afraid of the dark, but at the same time, I never bring a bed with me. I could easily bring a bed with me, sleep the night, and break the bed, but I don't do that because, yeah, I'm just sort of a goof that always forgets that. But honestly, it also gives me time, like I just did now, to answer questions and just bring up more commentary topics, so it's a great excuse to just talk more in my videos. This tent is gonna be bright blue and orange because most tents in campsites are really brightly colored. I think that's honestly so that they can be found. Like, have you guys ever thought about that? Tents are brightly colored the way they are so that they can be found and seen in the forests that they're located in. That's sort of what I noticed while camping. All of our tents had some brightly colored stuff to it. I mean, they of course had a lot of gray too, but they were honestly pretty brightly colored for tents. I feel like as I build this, I should answer another comment from you guys that came from last episode. And this one is from Revion, and they asked, do you plan on making a modern city in this series? Absolutely, Revion. Actually, the modern city is going to be mixing in with the western city over there. There's going to be a modern city, there's going to be a western city, there's going to be a cyberpunk city, a solar punk city, a medieval city, and they're all going to mix together into one giant city full of roads that transition, and hopefully eventually, I really have no layout planned at all. I'm just going to be completely winging it, but hopefully eventually in the end, maybe by like episode 150 or something, there will be a giant city over in that area of my world that will just tell a story of a world that is mixed of a bunch of different times, like times that were squashed together. I don't know, it's just an interesting topic to me. There we go, a bit of a rough tent that is all ruffled up on the outside, and it's got some orange and blue to it. I wanted to build more of my other tent designs. I even came up with a design that's based off of the tent I slept in last week. However, I feel like it's going to be really hard to do that with the time I have, since it's already 11:20 p.m. I do think, however, that a tent, actually just a campsite in general, can't be a campsite without a campfire, where basically right here we'll light the fire. Now we just need to get some flint and steel to light it and hope that this isn't close enough to burn. As I do that, I should answer another question. This one was from The Desolator, and they asked, well, more like they said, but I put it as a question since it was technically also a question. The Desolator said, building a hotel before going camping? Are you trying to say something to yourself? And boy, The Desolator, were you right. Man, I was trying to say something to myself because, as I said earlier, the campsite water had E. coli. I guess building a hotel before going camping was really like a warning to my future self that I should have just gotten a hotel. I don't know, The Desolator, you predicted the future. Walking back, I guess I could answer another question. This one was from Volpedron. They asked, what are the hotel rates? And is there a pirate discount? The hotel rates for the Western Hotel. I'm trying to think like Western, You know what? I'm gonna go with something super expensive because that's a really tall hotel and it took a while to build. So $5 a night. All right, let's see. Look at that. We got a campfire. Let's gather around and sing a campfire song. A CAMPFIRESONG song that lives rent free in my head. Oh shit, it does spread. It does spread. Maybe we should put the fire out for now and get some stone. Thank goodness I sat there and sang the campfire song. Otherwise, I wouldn't have noticed that our campfire was about to burn down the entire forest. This is your friendly reminder to leave a question down in the comments below so that I have more questions to answer next episode. Thank you very much. That should be enough to keep it from going and catching everything on fire, I believe. And now the campfire plus the chairs are all completed. The last thing I want to do is try to figure out what we're going to do for the inside. If I had a lantern, a firefly lantern, I would totally put a lantern in here, but I don't. So we're gonna just have to use the lame old torches. So I'm gonna grab the materials that we need over here. As I'm doing so, I'm gonna bring up another topic that I wrote down, and this is a topic inspired by Zyphon. If you don't know who Zyphon is, they're a YouTuber who blew up doing commentary videos like 4 years back, but dropped off after not uploading for 2 years. And recently they made a video talking about how they acknowledged that their channel is dead and they told people to unsubscribe. Yep, the first video where they straight up said, if you're no longer interested in my content, please unsubscribe. And I was wondering if you guys think I should do the same. According to my analytics, somewhere around 2,000 of my subscribers come from my VR YouTube shorts. So should I make a video like Zyphon where I literally say, please unsubscribe to me if you're no longer interested in my current content, or should I just leave these inactive subs alone and hope that they find my new content interesting? I know that there's an option to like just go and move on to another channel, but I'm too stubborn to do that. I'd rather not abandon this channel. What did we come over here for again? Oh, yeah, we need to see if we can grab what to use as the flooring. Maybe marble. Marble kind of strikes me as a good building block for this. And there we go. I put the marble flooring in, and I don't know about you, but the marble flooring kind of strikes me as the perfect flooring for this tent. Since it's getting dark and we now have a bed here, we can actually sleep in our tent. There we go. We've officially slept our first night in our tent. What the heck is going on? Were we kicked out? What the heck? Why am I being kicked out of my bed? Oh, there are mobs nearby. Oh, there are a lot of mobs nearby. All right, never mind. We are not sleeping in our tent because our tent is not safe to sleep in. All right, we're back after sleeping and here he is. These guys are very dangerous, but I actually appreciate the chainmail, so I don't mind them. Oh, hello, buddy. You are also dangerous. Oh, geez, you too? All right, we'll have to make sure to light up this cave or our tent will never be safe. Even though we weren't able to sleep the night away in our new tent, our tent is now finished, so we should get into the sign garden. First up, we have Revoin, then we have Danielle29, Zapper, Coalbuster, Endless Pain, Snail Badnick Enjoyer, Quadrilige, The Desolator, TC, Volpedrin, Sevisaurus, Argo Thingy, Dangerite, and finally, Patchy MC. An absolutely massive thank you to the 14 of you who watched until the end of last episode. That's absolutely insane considering we got less than 300 views. You guys are absolutely dedicated and I can't thank you all enough. Thank you all so much for watching. Comment camp if you made it this far into the video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!